Hi, I'm Katherine Hensler, and I'll be participating in the Her Universe SDCC inaugural fashion show this year. I'm from the charming little town of Perrysburg, Ohio, and I have a degree in East Asian languages and cultures with a minor in music industry from the University of Southern California. Fight on Trojans! Um, so I'm really excited about this project. I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con for 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. And I've been cosplaying that entire time, so I'm very into the sewing, I guess, side of Comic-Con and conventions and all that stuff. So it's really exciting to be able to kind of have this thing where it's, you know, geekdom and nerddom and all this fantastic stuff that I love, like sci-fi and manga and comics and everything, and to kind of mesh that with my passion for sewing. So that's really, really exciting. And especially because it's high fashion type of sewing, so that's even better. I heard about this. I think one of my friends posted a link to a news article on her Facebook page, and the moment I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Like, even if I don't get in, the idea of doing, fashion designs based on different facets of things that you would find at Comic-Con was just really intriguing to me. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. And so it was really exciting when I actually, got in, because it was like, oh, I spent time doing this fun thing that I thought wasn't really going to go anywhere, but it's actually going somewhere. So, yeah. So I started doing fashion design as kind of a hobby in junior high school. That really didn't go anywhere because I wasn't really focused on it at the time. And of course, my drawing skills were absolutely terrible. But I've been sewing since I was about 10 years old. I learned how to sew in Williamsburg, Virginia, of all places, through the American Girl Felicity for a Day thing. Yay, American Girl! That's another one of my nerddoms. And in high school, I got into cosplay through my older sister. She was a big fan of Naruto, and so I started to read the manga, and she and my other sister and I, we all dressed up as Naruto characters for Halloween, and then eventually took that to San Diego Comic-Con. We did Avatar: The Last Airbender that first year at San Diego, so that was really cool too. But I've only been seriously designing things on my own for about a year now. I did a design contest at a local art museum that they would have you look at some Japanese prints and then design a garment based off of them. And I got into that contest, and it was really fun, and I ended up being a finalist, so it was really neat, and I got to, showcase my fashion in an art museum of all places. But to be able to do it at San Diego Comic-Con, which is like, a much larger vantage point for my work, would be really, really awesome. Actually, it is really, really awesome. Kind of nerve-inducing, but, it's good to get your work out there, and San Diego Comic-Con is such a huge venue, and there's going to be a lot of people there, and I'm glad to be able to share some of my stuff with them. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? Oh, okay. Why I think geek couture is important. First of all, personally to me it's important because I love expressing myself creatively through sewing art, fashion, cosplay, etc. It's a good creative outlet for people who are into, different geek things, but maybe don't necessarily, express that in the same way as other people do. I don't know. That it's hard to define, but it's good because it's a new type of expressing your love for different fandoms or different creative works or popular culture things. And And it's also kind of a good way to break stereotypes, I think, um, because you don't really see a lot of people that are kind of like into like high fashion or couture, but also into comics. I mean, there's starting to be more people that are into both, and it's really cool to be able to kind of like see, I guess, like these two different passions like start to come together. Like you're starting to see more cosplayers that are entering into the fashion industry, um, and it's kind of almost that type of thing, like melding your love for a pop culture entity with an actual like skill set. Um, and also, San Diego Comic Con kind of tends to be, I mean, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but it tends to be a man's world. Like, there's not a lot of venues for women to express their creativity in nerddoms as of yet, or in the actual entertainment industry and comic industry in general. There's still a glass ceiling. So this is kind of a way to create a space that's for women. I mean, it's not just for women. There's male designers too, which is great. But designing things for women, it's kind of like creating a space where we can express ourselves. That it's not. It's going to be uplifting, and it's going to be a way for us to collectively enjoy the different nerddoms that we're a part of. So I think it is really, really important because of that. And also, it's nice to bring like a passion of mine. For instance, my design's based on a book series, so it's really nice to be able to bring this passion to life, kind of in a way that's not usual. Like you'll see a lot of fan art, you'll see fan fiction, cosplay, etc. But to kind of take the popular culture entity that you're working with and make it into something that's kind of completely different. So it's not like an exact replica of the whatever you're basing your thing on, but it's kind of got a little bit of your own style in it. Like I think that's a really new and inventive way to express your love for different books and comics and movies and TV shows. To win. To win would kind of be like, I guess, a culmination of a lot of different things that I've learned or become attached to or developed a passion for over the past 10 years, but mainly more so over the past 4 or 5. And it would be able to kind of like, I don't know, it's like, I guess it would be a validation of not only all of those passions and skills, but also of, I guess, my own creative ability, which would be really, really nice because for a while, I felt like whenever I tried to do something creative, it would get poo-pooed a lot. And I'd have, people judging stuff rather harshly. And it was hard to kind of like, stick to what I want to do. You're always getting all these questions like, what are you doing with your life? And why do you have this degree, but you're off doing this and that creative thing? And it's like, it would kind of be nice to show these people that are kind of like naysaying, the things that I have a passion for. Hey, look, I have a passion, but I also have these skill sets, and I was able to, make something totally new out of it, and look where it got me. And it would also, to win, would be kind of like a realization of a few dreams of mine. It's really cliche. But I did want to be a fashion designer in junior high, even though I really didn't take it seriously. And I think it's something that I fell back into last year when I did the design for the museum garment. And so it would definitely, you know, be a realization that, hey, I was actually like able to become a designer. It was one of my dreams, and I worked hard, and even though the path was kind of like not windy, but it actually kind of like stopped and didn't start again for a while, like, but I finally did it. And I also wanted to be a model for a while, so that would be kind of like another cool little, you know, dream thing that I get to do. Well, I mean, I get to do it even if I don't win, so yay! But yeah, it would mean a lot to me. And it would sort of kind of, I think, put in motion all those, you know, feelings that I've had about, you know, how this is a good way for women to express themselves creatively and in geekdom, and to create their own niche, so to speak. So I think I could kind of like drive home that importance if I win, and that would mean a lot to me. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting started on the actual garment. I've got a few things I have to prepare, but yeah, that should be all for today. Yeah, sorry, I'm totally being weird right now, but I'm so excited about this. But yeah, so in the next video I'll be doing, let's see, pattern making, which I've never done before. I usually don't work with patterns. So yeah. Oh, getting fabric when you live in a small town. I'm going to go over that. Preparing for, you know, the different techniques I need to be doing, and making the patterns. Oh, and a little bit of test sewing and stuff like that. And hopefully next time my room will be more clean. Yeah, it's a little messy. But that's what happens when you have a crafter in the house. It kind of gets very messy. All right. Well, see you next time!